Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Ace Attorney Justice for All. I've got a bit of a theory. If you don't know what it is, then go back and watch the previous episode. I'm not going to say too much more about it. I might be entirely wrong about what's going on here, but it involves Eni and the facial reconstruction surgery that it seems she had. But for now, we're going to be talking to Pearl here, who looks very, very down in the dumps. Mother, this has never happened before. Pearls. Mr. Nick, I have a really bad feeling that I can't shake. I think something really bad is going to happen. I'm scared. I'm really scared, Mr. Nick. Say something, Phoenix. Anything. I'm terrible at this. Okay, Maya. Mr. Nick, what about Mystic Maya? She'll be alright. I think I've gathered enough evidence. Mystic Maya, she must feel all alone. Please, Mr. Nick, go visit her. Yeah, but I can't just leave you here all alone either. I'll be fine. Please, Mystic Maya needs you by her side. Her stare is really piercing. Alright, fine. So I guess we have to go and speak to Maya then at the detention centre. Hopefully she will be fine. We don't go back to find something's happened. June 21st, 6:38 PM. Visitors room in the detention centre. You kept me waiting, Phoenix. Oh, okay. It's Mia. Interesting, so Pearl picked up on that. I mean, we know Pearl is very sensitive to the whole mystic channeling vibe, so she probably knew this was going on, I suppose. So, how are the preparations? I think I have enough evidence and information now. I think. Everything will be on your shoulders tomorrow. Whether Maya is found guilty or innocent, it's a heavy weight to bear. I mean, we did it once before, right? We got her cleared. How many more times are we going to have to do this throughout the Ace Attorney series? If memory serves, Mia had a few Psyche-Locks of her own. Mia, I'm ready to unlock the last piece of information I need now. Sure, I welcome you to try. Okay, so she's got a Psyche-Lock? Let's see if we can go through any of these first. Mia. Yes? Mia, you know something, don't you? About the real murderer, I mean? ... Okay, so this is going to open up the Psyche-Locks then. So it seems like we have to do the Psyche... Wow, 3! Why do you think so? It's really trying at times to be able to see other people's secrets. It looks like it's time for you to explain your reasoning. Yeah, a battle of wits against Mia. Yeah, that's going to be tricky, I think. Okay, so the murderer's behind that. Let's see if the others are. There's still a whole slew of questions for you to answer before the trial tomorrow. You mean, like, how did the real murderer get into the room and kill Dr. Gray? Now, I think we figured that out, though. I'm pretty sure the real murderer climbed into that box that... whatever it is. The clothes box, whatever it is, I don't know. Yes. Also, when did the murderer enter the channeling chamber? You guys were all standing around in front of the room after the channeling started. Which means that the murderer must have gone into that room before the channeling. Yeah, that's what I think in any case. But Maya's already said there wasn't anyone else in there. That's true. But if we can't figure out the murderer's movements, we're stuck like a beached whale. So, I mean, I'm thinking that someone carried that box in there, maybe not even realising that she was in the box. Or maybe they did know. Maybe they were helping. But anyway, I'm guessing that the murderer was in the box. The box got moved in before the channeling ceremony happened. Came out of the box when it all began and Maya was like in the trance. And then all the things went down. So, Quran channeling technique. I never thought I'd see this day. Are you actually asking me about spirit channeling? This case is all about spirit channeling. And I feel like I don't understand a thing about it. Well, that's only natural. After all, spirit channeling isn't exactly an everyday thing, is it? No. Yeah, I guess you're right. The power to change your physical appearance into the person you're calling was something our ancestor, Mystic Amy Faye, acquired. I've heard that name before. Yeah, it was on the urn. The Faye family was originally a family known for its service to the gods. When Mystic Amy was born, she was given a certain fate through her name. Because, you see, she was named after one of the Buddhas of Buddhism. Amitabha? To this day, her soul is still sealed in the Quran sacred urn, except it possibly isn't because it got smashed by Pearl, so maybe it came out if it was in there. I mean, that might just be like myth, but given that the whole spiritual aspect seems to be a real thing in this world, then I'm guessing that perhaps it did escape. It usually sits in the Winding Way and has her name written on it. Yeah. Oh, come on, Phoenix, it's just a fairy tale. Are you saying that me being able to see you is just a fairy tale too? Alright, so I think we probably want to do this then. Alright, do we want to use it? I think so. Three pieces of evidence we're going to need. The murderer. Phoenix, you think I'm hiding information about someone from you, isn't that right? Yes. Alright then, tell me who you think I'm protecting. Okay, who do we think she's protecting? I would imagine, like, just off the top of my head, I would imagine she's either protecting Maya or Morgan. Because those are the two family members, right? Pearl, we know, wasn't there. So, I mean, she's either protecting her sister or protecting her aunt. Maya's aunt, member of the Fae clan branch family. She's the mother of Pearl. Maya, the defendant of my client, was arrested on suspicion of murder while channeling. Okay, I mean, she wouldn't be protecting Eni if it was Eni. So it's got to be Morgan or Maya. Tell me who you think I'm protecting. Let's have a little look at the evidence. See if there's anything that could help us out here. Why would she... The question is, why would she be hiding something that she doesn't want to tell us? Because she's trying to protect somebody by not telling us something, right? So that could be that there's something that links Maya to it that we don't know about, so that means she's trying to protect her sister from damning evidence. But given that Maya's already on trial, and we're pretty sure she didn't do it, then the only other person in the room was Morgan. So I wonder if she is actually trying to protect Morgan, because Morgan could have been involved, right? Morgan could have been the one who carried the box into the room. She's stronger than Maya, right? She might have carried it in there to set up for the ceremony, not realised the killer was in the box, or did know. So that sort of makes her an accomplice in a very loose way. I mean, I don't think that would stand up in court as being... If you didn't know that the person was in the box, then that's not your fault, right? But she could potentially be pinned for it by Von Karma, because Von Karma could say, oh, you know, this was all Morgan's idea, she carried it in, she was in on the whole thing. So actually, I'm thinking it might be Morgan. So I think I'm going to say Morgan. It's only one bit of health, so... I just don't think there's anything else which is going to pin it on Maya at this point. So I'm going to take a risk here. Morgan Fay, of course. There's no one else you would protect like this, Mia. And Morgan is also like the rightful clan leader, right? Well done, but while the murder was being committed, my aunt was outside with everyone else. Which means she already has an alibi. That's true. Show me some evidence that would cast suspicion onto my aunt. Okay, fine. So, we're going to need some evidence that could suggest that she was involved in some way. So it could be the box, could be the clothing box, but do we have anything that suggests that she actually brought the box in? There's a hole that looks like a bullet hole about 8 inches off the ground. Again, this is only one piece of health, so... is there anything in these photos that could... I mean, Morgan was outside when these photos were being taken, right? Let's have a look. Clothes Maya was wearing. We can go into detail on this. Okay. So that's not the one that was burnt, right? Because that's intact. So Maya's clothes... or Maya's costume had blood all over it. This one that got burnt wasn't Maya's, was it? Because it was in the incinerator, so it can't have been Maya's, because this was taken off her by the police. Or Gumshoe. Belongs to the Fays, bears Maya's fingerprints. We've got the weapon. Stabbed in the chest, then shot at point blank. Don't think it's going to be anything to do with those. It's going to be something to do with like the weapon Cloth scrap. Unburned remains found inside the garden incinerator. Small amounts of blood is on it. It could be this. But do we have anything that links her to the actual burning of the clothes? Because the only person we saw hanging around there was Enid. So I don't know if that... So I'm thinking it's got to be... Could it be the clothing box? Let's try the clothing box. It's only 1 bit of health. I think this. No, you're wrong. Try again. Okay, so it's not that. You're really unforgiving today, Mia. And I keep telling you, don't take this lightly. Maya's life is on the line. Mia is really serious. Now, I'm going to ask you one more time. While the murder was being committed, my aunt was outside with everyone else. Which means she already has an alibi. That's true. Show me some evidence that would cast suspicion on my aunt. Okay, so it's got to be something that proves that she could have been involved in the murder in some way, right? So perhaps it could be one of the weapons itself. Was Gray's 2 shots fired, bears Maya's and Gray's fingerprints. Hasn't got her fingerprints on it. Belongs to the phase, bears Maya's fingerprints. Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of the murder, press the check button for... It could be the clothes, I suppose. Could it be the clothes? I mean, this was just taken off of Maya. I don't think it could be the clothes, because... Let's think about the events. Morgan was outside, so her alibi will be that she was outside at the time of the murder. So she couldn't have been in there while the murder was taking place. Then everything went down. We smashed the door down, went in, found Maya and Gray on the floor. Morgan came in. So maybe it is this. Maybe she was outside because she was burning the cloth. And maybe it's just incidental that Enid was there. Because we haven't done anything with this yet. Small amounts of blood is on it. So I guess the question is, why is there blood on what was burnt? If this was what Maya was wearing and the police took it off of her, why does this still have blood on it? And why was someone burning it? I'm actually going to present this because the blood on it makes me suspicious. And given that she was outside of the room, could she have at some point burned the clothes? Maybe this was her own clothes. I don't think so, because she's wearing like this black and white outfit. But I do wonder if it's to do with this. The proof is this piece of cloth. ... Oh, maybe not. I found it in the incinerator near the winding way. It's the same material as Maya's costume, except for the splotch of blood. You mean it's from Maya's costume that she was wearing at the time of the murder? Yes. But when Maya was arrested, she was wearing her costume. That just means someone changed her clothes. Changed her clothes? But why? I don't know why. But there's only one person who could have done that. That's true. The one person who was taking care of Maya, my aunt. Okay, so maybe it was Maya's outfit then that got burnt, but it didn't quite match up to what would look like she'd committed the murder. So Morgan could have changed the outfit and burned the real one so that the evidence really pinned it on Maya. ... What's that look mean? Your argument is too flimsy. Huh? You have no proof that this piece of cloth is actually from Maya's costume. But this blood. And do you know whose blood that is at this point in time? You don't, do you? No. Do you have any proof that piece of cloth is from Maya's costume? Okay, I don't know what that proof would be. Broken by Pearl. Oh, this is tricky. I think this is the hardest presenting of evidence we've had to do full stop since starting the first game. Something that proves that that would be Maya's costume. So let's take it back to assuming that this was another outfit which Maya was actually wearing. It got blood on it. Morgan then took this outfit over to the incinerator, after changing Maya into a new outfit that would look like she had the bloodstains required to have committed the murder. So she took, I'm guessing, a whole outfit that Maya was wearing, put it into the incinerator and burnt it, but this bit didn't get burnt. So do we have anything else that links to that? We have this outfit here with the bullet hole, which is convenient, and the blood. I don't necessarily think it's going to be that. We've got the knife, which again matches up to the blood on the outfit. The pistol, which again matches up to the bullet hole on the outfit Maya was found in. Stabbed in the chest and shot at point blank, gunpowder residue around the bullet hole. We've got that. We've got the key. Now the key, thinking about it, was found in the incinerator by Pearl, right? After the murder took place, correct? I think that's the timeline. Anyway, when Pearl, I think Pearl gave us this key, if I remember correctly. She gave us the key and said she found it in the incinerator. So, for that to have also been in the incinerator, I'm going to assume, without proof, that that key was in the pocket of Maya's original costume. Which would make sense, because they locked it from the inside, right? There's no lock on the outside of the door, which is why we had to break in. So they locked it from the inside. Maybe the key was then put into Maya's costume pocket. Everything happened. Morgan took the outfit with the key in the pocket, maybe not even remember it was in there, puts it into the incinerator, burns it, a tiny scrap is left, plus the key, which Pearl then finds and takes out and gives to us. So I think it might be the key. I think this is the proof you're looking for. The key to the channeling chamber, huh? At the beginning of the channeling, Maya had possession of this key. Exactly. And we did theorise how could that possibly have come out of that room and got to the incinerator and Pearl. And this could link that up. And yet somehow it magically ended up in the incinerator in the centre garden. You're right. And this is what Maya told me. While I was channeling, the key was sitting inside my sleeve. That's right. And both this key and the piece of cloth were found inside the incinerator. Which means that this piece of cloth was a part of Maya's costume. Yeah. So it was in the costume and went in the incinerator. It would certainly seem that way. Someone changed her into a different set of clothes to make it look like she'd committed the murder. And then burned the costume she was wearing in the incinerator. There's only one person who could have done that. Morgan. The one person who was taking care of Maya, my aunt. Exactly. 2 down. You did very well, Phoenix. Thank you. As long as you have those 2 pieces of evidence, you can cast suspicion on my aunt. However? Like I said in the beginning, my aunt has an alibi. Yeah, she was with us the whole time. Here's my final question. You don't have to present solid proof of this for me. Oh! But I want to know, if my aunt is the culprit, then how did she commit the murder? How she did it, huh? I want to hear your thoughts. Okay. In order for my aunt to murder Dr. Gray, who or what did she need? Who or what? I'm thinking this is a who. So, I'm thinking that this was Enid. I mean, one thing that strikes me is that the Enid and Mimi look very similar yet different on these pictures, right? And then we have... Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Oh, that button is so frustrating. Do we have to go through the whole thing again? It really is silly that the backspace... Like I said before, this is my biggest problem with this game, is that the backspace quits out instead of just going back to the other screen. So let's go through... Yeah, evidence that would cast suspicion. That was the cloth scrap, right? I'm really hoping that if this is a mechanic that carries on to future games, that backspace option doesn't just quit out of the... like the Psyche-Lock thing altogether. It's really frustrating. Especially as you have to go all the way back and present them all again. Right. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Any proof that piece is from the key. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yeah. Maya told us that. Because you have to just, like, skip through so much dialogue. Okay, your aunt did very well. Yeah, alibi. So the question is, if my aunt is the culprit, then how did she commit the murder? How she did? I don't think she did, because I think this still links to what I was saying all along, that the murderer is probably Enid. So I think then maybe she was an accomplice and was involved, but she got Enid to do it for her by bringing her in that little box thing. So I'm going to present Enid here. Eenie Miney. She's the answer to the final question. Which means that my aunt and Eenie Miney were in cahoots. I knew it! Yes! I knew it! So I guess unlock successful. Nice, and we got our health back, which is brilliant. So I'm guessing Enid committed the murder, right? And then it just so happened that by the murder taking place, that also helps Morgan out. So she gets something out of it by helping set it all up and cover it up, the murderer. Something's been bothering me all this time. This crime is something no normal person could carry out. The person would have to know a lot about Fae Manor and the village itself to do this. But Morgan already has an alibi. Yes, which is why I can't figure out how it was done. We can assume that Eenie Miney was involved somehow. But we have one big problem on our hands. A problem? With what? We don't have a motive. Why would Morgan want to kill Dr. Gray? Why would she have to? Also, we don't really know for sure that she was cooperating with Enid. Blah, blah, blah. Mia doesn't have a clue either, huh? Then there is only one possibility. Huh? Think about it, Phoenix. Why would my aunt do something like this? And why would she do it in such an underhanded fashion? Because... Mother. She is the one who holds the key to this. Mother? Whose? Mine? Oh, God. Come on, Phoenix. Don't be silly. Mine, of course. Misty Faye. Mia and Maya's mother? Why would she bring her up now? Well, there was also the photo conversation that went on between Morgan and the photo of Misty, wasn't there? Now then, looks like we've gathered everything we could. All we have to do is win tomorrow. Everything will become apparent then. Right, Chief. We won't lose. Hopefully not, anyway. To be continued. So yeah, I mean, it could go either way with Morgan, I think. Because it could be that Morgan was involved and was using Enid's desire to kill Gray as an opportunity to also get Maya out of the way, so she could take over as the rightful place of chief of the Fae clan. Or it could be that she had no idea that Enid was inside that box, brought it in as part of the channeling process, came out of the room, and that everything went down while she was out of the room. The question then is, what happens with the outfits? Maybe there just happened to be a spare Maya costume in that box. Enid saw it there, swapped over the clothes, got back in the box with the other set of Maya's clothes, got carried out back to the room, and then burnt everything in the incinerator, of course not knowing that the key would be in there. And Morgan could be completely innocent and just, you know, happenstance means that she looks like she could have been involved. Could go either way at this point. I don't really know. It sort of matters, but it doesn't. I think Enid is still our killer, though, and I think this all revolves around her sister and potentially her changing her identity, if she is Mimi, to become Enid to get revenge for real Enid's death, if that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, we're back in court, and we will see what happens in the next episode. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons: Arcades Games, Wayne Nate, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Hobo, Numinous, Kumadin, Paulione, Flossie the Sheep, JohnCon555, Chrissy, Paul James, Adventure Game Geek, and Megan. And I'll see you next time.